Okay. So as I was saying, this is the medium fiber package, which after preliminary testing appears to be equally as useless for streaming of multiplayer games. That was tested with Reflex, no other titles at this point, but we can assume safely that similar effects will be exhibited across all games. So yeah, if you're ever thinking about streaming and you have a choice presented to you as to whether you go for a medium to a, like a mid-range to a high-range fiber broadband package, I would recommend you don't fuck around with any of this. This was simply down to a miscommunication. It wasn't intended that I would have this particular broadband connection. So yeah, what we've established is that I still can't stream Reflex. I still can't stream anything multiplayer. But it shouldn't be too long. Tomorrow we're contacting the ISP and requesting that this is switched to the large fiber broadband option. So as soon as that's done, I should be able to provide a lot more content. I make that sound like I'm actually providing content now, which of course I'm not and have not been for a long time. It's been a dark period, you might say. I really don't like to be distanced from the creative process. I like to stay very engaged. So it's been kind of upsetting to, have no connection when you rely so heavily upon that kind of thing. But times are changing. It's all good. This is incredible. For me to be able to stream at this bit rate and stay connected to TeamSpeak at the same time, that's unreasonable. That kind of thing wasn't possible before. I couldn't watch a stream and speak on TeamSpeak at the same time. I would just infuriate people by sounding like a robot and disconnecting and reconnecting to the channel thousands of times a minute. Which was not good. So it's just kind of sinking in as I do this sort of announcement that I do have a reasonable connection now. My brain is slowly grasping reality. I'm so sorry, I probably look terrible rubbing my eyes and stuff like this. I just woke up, did a bandwidth test, saw that the connection had gone live, grabbed some breakfast, and here I am just finishing up with some green tea, bulletproofed with Irish grass-fed butter for time release energy, so I should be buzzing, as we say, for a good period today. So yeah, I was thinking originally of holding off until the large fiber was active so that I could stream some Reflex and stuff and make sure the quality is superb for you guys. 60 FPS, no dropped frames. Like, oh, I'm getting excited just thinking about this. So I'll make an announcement probably to Twitter or something real soon when I know how long it will be until the official sort of relaunch of the stream. It was about 2 weeks or so from the order being placed to this medium fiber being activated, but now that this address is on a fiber connection, excuse me, it could be faster to upgrade to the large. So yeah, as we saw, we were streaming at I can't remember what bitrate I'm streaming at right now, like 1.6 maybe? Could be 1.4. I don't know, but 1.8 was too high, so This is like 2 meg up. It doesn't really equate to a consistent 2 meg, so it's kind of lower. And this is at 25 FPS. The webcam isn't really a good webcam, so the quality is very low. So that's going to be affecting things right now. As far as like the quality that you're perceiving will of course be much better in game or on the desktop even. I just wanted something with some motion, you know, to test this shit out. So yeah, I'm gonna watch back this VOD in like 2 minutes. Seeing as I've established now exactly what can be done as far as offline bitrate, offline streaming bit rates are concerned. So I'm going to be able to stream Stepmania later on at about 1.8, which is great. I think I lost my tangent before, but I was planning to hold off until Fiber Large. I think I said that, but just having this medium at my disposal now simply means I'm going to be able to stream offline stuff at a fairly acceptable quality. It was really, really bad before, like just god awful. Like I could stream Stepmania because primarily stuff is still, but you know, I've not really watched many of the VODs with video backgrounds to Stepmania. I mean, the stationary backgrounds I've seen, you know, you just have the notes on screen and a very small webcam display, so there's really nothing going on. So it's quite I don't know how to describe it, but because there's so little change occurring on screen, I was able to stream and kind of just about tolerate it. That was at 0.7, by the way, or 700 kbit. Really bad times. 25 FPS as well. Managed to, you know, get some highlights and have some enjoyable times on stream, but really was never happy bringing that quality of stream to people. Like I just didn't have any real desire to stream. It took a lot to, and like I'd have to be feeling very enthusiastic about the game to overcome the dampening effects of sort of the stream situation, the internet situation. So that's why the number of streams was so limited, etc. So yeah, plans going forwards, I guess. I'm not going to schedule anything. People talk about schedules, but it's too unpredictable for myself, I think, because sometimes I'll be awake for like 48 hours, 36 hours, something like this, and then other times I might be awake for 12, that's very low, maybe like 16 hours. So it varies so much due to the insomnia or whatever you want to call it. When I just get into something, some creative process, some particular thing I'm grinding out, or just anything can happen, and you know, I can wind up going for days. So having a schedule and having to force myself to stop when I don't want to and force myself to start when I don't want to, this kind of thing is just not going to be great. But what I am kind of planning to do is just do like 6-day weeks maybe, or something, maybe even 7, because what the fuck else am I going to do, you know? Smoke weed and jack off, you know, the usual. So I'll do like 7-day weeks or something probably in the end, who knows, and I'll just stream as much as I can. As far as games go, right now for me it's Reflex and Stepmania. Just today got into the second beta test for, I think it's a stress test for Dirty Bomb, which I've heard like a little bit of discussion surrounding, so I'm interested to check it out. I don't really know much, I couldn't give you any details at this point, but hopefully we'll know more after the beta. I don't know if you can stream that, presumably you can stream it. Maybe it's a closed beta, I'm still, you know, I need to check. But yeah, primarily Reflex and Stepmania. I'm going to try to sort of work on Stepmania, like work on like putting a few hours in every day, try to keep the rust, well, lose the rust and then just stay toasty, you know? Because I don't know, sometimes I can take a break of like up to a week or something and come back and just be like on my shit, you know, like it's amazing and it's so much fun and I'm really hype. The adrenaline's flowing and I'm totally game. But other times, you know, I can lose it. I can definitely lose it. My last session that I played, it was just bad. It took me like 2 hours to be vaguely warmed up, and I just wasn't really feeling it. But the time before that, I'd actually taken several days away from the game and then came back, and it was fucking awesome. I had such a great time that stream. It was just wonderful. So you know, that's kind of hit and miss. But going forwards, like I say, yeah, I want to try to just fit some in, you know, on a daily basis or so, a few hours, try and keep on top of it. Not sure if I mean, usually I do like late night Stepmania. I quite like retiring from something competitive. I mean, you could say Stepmania is competitive, but single player self competition as opposed to like versus competition. Not sure, but I like to round off my days with it. I really enjoy the sort of, I can't really specify an actual time, because it depends on your sleep cycle and everything, but like I call it the 3 to 4 a.m., like, you know, that silent period when like the world is asleep and you're just like blissfully cruising through cyberspace, you know, at the speed of light. It's just those wonderful, partially sleep-deprived times where you're just really mellowed out and stuff. That's when I love to play. I've had some extremely transcendent or interesting experiences with altered states of consciousness brought on by hours of prolonged Stepmania playing around that kind of time period. So it's been very interesting to experiment with for me over the years. Was that English? No. And as for Reflex, I have no history with CPMA. I have never even completed a Quake playthrough. You know, that's some kind of cardinal sin. Surely I'm going to go to hell just because I've never actually played Quake. I don't think I've ever completed a Half-Life playthrough either, so I'm just a bad person, basically. But the point here is that I have very, very little experience with the genre. Arena FPS, primarily the Quake style. The most experience I do have with Arena FPS is UT2K4, where I used to just play Instagib, though. Regardless, my plan is to start kind of playing Reflex a lot. We'll see. I don't know, maybe Quake, but I'm just really into Reflex. I love the vision that the devs have. I love that there's a built-in level editor. That is just great for me. I have a real appreciation for level design. All of my levels are trash at this point. Like, it's just kind of a learning process for me, and I've released a few of my experiments publicly. Some people have said that they enjoy them, which is encouraging. But if I'm honest with myself, I know that all of my creations are just not worthy of praise at this stage. They're definitely very poor. But I'm slowly developing my understanding of the game to the point where I think one day, my estimations are 1 to 2 years, probably 1 is low, probably 2 to 3 years maybe is the period it's going to take me to actually realize how to develop proper, fun and balanced maps for Reflex or for CPMA. But Reflex in my case, of course it can't be said to be the same thing at all. That would be disgraceful. So yeah, lots of Reflex in the future, more Stepmania, and that's basically what I plan to do. This has been a pretty good little 15-minute clip here for me to test out the quality. 0 dropped frames, a nice stable 1.6 to 1.8, 1.9-ish. So it's looking good. So I'm pleased. Hopefully you're pleased, and look forwards to the future streams. Like I say, I don't know when the large connection comes in, but as soon as it does, I'm gonna be. I mean, I'm raring to go. I'm really itching to get started. I just want to sort of stream a lot more. I want to stream more, you know. Don't really know how else to say it. It's been a long time since I've had access to a connection even this good. So yeah, it's been kind of a down period. If anything, I've still been playing stuff, of course, still been doing my thing, but streaming breaks you, I swear. I've been trying to really work from the psychological angle on my approach to streaming quite a lot in preparation for this. Sort of watching a few other streamers like Jeff's stream. Jeff's a funny guy. Oh, we've dropped 44 frames now, unfortunately. Maybe I should lower this slightly still. But Jeff, Super Monkey Ball speedrunner, interesting character. But watching his stream really kind of helped a lot. Trihex is a really great individual to watch as well, very inspirational character. But yeah, you know, I've been drawing inspiration from various sources and kind of preparing myself to begin this sort of full-time streaming, if you want to call it that. Yeah, so I'm really looking forwards to it and eager to get started. That's the point here. So as soon as I can, I'll be going for it. I'll be here every day. You can tune in, you can chill out. There might be music at times, there might not. Depends how serious I am. Depends if I need to hear those audio cues to pew some robots and stuff, you know. Shit, I think this thing says I'm playing Reflex now. I'm clearly not playing anything, so sorry about that mislabeled thing, kind of misleading you. I apologize. Go and find a real stream, because this is just a test stream. And yeah, alright, cool. Have a good one, guys. If you showed up for the test stream, I appreciate it. So, yeah. Watch this space, I guess. Peace.